Welcome back. You're watching Meet the Diplomat. Now, if we talk of trade relationship that's there between EU and India. EU and India trade, we have seen a tremendous growth. It has seen growth that is quite impressive. Whereas it was in 1982, 4.4 billion euros, it has come to 40 billion euros in 2005. And trade with euro represents more than 20% of exports and imports, and EU, thus as a bloc, is India's largest trading partners. But why is it that India is able to attract only 0.3% of the EU global investment?
Well, this is a good question, and we have to look on both sides what can be done. Speaking about trade, it's true that the growth has been quite impressive, but we still feel that could have been even faster. If you compare the figures with China, for instance, the trade between the European Union and China have been growing even faster than with India.
Why is it, do you think, that you have not been able to see the same growth that you've seen with
Both
China?
sides, we have not explored all the potential that is there. I mean, that's why we have to look at the ways to facilitate it. In investment, it is true that the European Union is the first provider of foreign direct investment to India, but yet the flow is only 1% here. Yeah. We can do much more. So that's why at the last summit it was decided to start negotiations for a broad-based trade and investment agreement that we will start negotiating soon, just to identify where the areas where we can improve the trade by way of improving market access, by way of facilitating trade, by way of facilitating and guaranteeing investment. You name it. I mean, we will see what both parties agree to on that. But I think there is a tremendous potential.
India might be having its own problems. Some of the problems India must have put those problems.
We all have our sensitivities, and negotiation is about that. It's identifying which are the products or which are sensitive for a country to try to avoid hurting the economy on such matter. The ambition is creating a system where both parties can improve their stand and gain from it. So it's a delicate negotiation that takes time, but India is very professional, very top quality negotiators. Don't be scared; they will protect the interests of India very well. And we are conscious of the fact that we have to society when 60% of the population still live from agriculture, and this agriculture is based on subsistence. So
what are your proposals, basically?
I will
to strengthen this trade relationship more with India?
In terms of trade and investment, we have to sit down and design a system under which market access could be improved for goods and services. I think that the model of growth that we are seeing in India creates enormous potential for investment. You see that some sectors are lagging behind. You look at infrastructure of transport. You cannot cope now with the growth of the production and transport of goods inside India. So roads and railways and harbour ports and airports, everything needs to be improved at the same time. And the government of India has already said that public investment is not enough to modernize all those sectors at the same time. So public-private partnership and access for foreign direct investment will be necessary to have these sectors of the economy coping with the rest of the growth. The growth, for instance, in the manufacturing of products, which is growing even faster. Are
we going to have a free trade agreement soon?
You can call it the way you like. I mean, to know exactly which type of agreement you are talking about, we have to wait until the end of the negotiations and see what the negotiators have achieved, which type of provisions will be there, and then you can give him a name. I think giving a name before starting is a little bit imprudent because you are prejudging the content of negotiations. But we are going to something that will be, let's say, WTO plus, something that will not be against the interests of both parties in the multilateral framework. It's not something in replacement of WTO, it's something on top of WTO, complementary to it. So it's certainly very ambitious and will be to the benefit for both parties.
And how do we plan to move ahead together in the field of, you say, information technology or communication technology?
That, I think you have we are talking about negotiations between public administrations or governments. So we can only create a framework that facilitates then the decisions for investment, the choices of the strategy of the companies. The companies will do that. And you have seen in India the growth of the IT technology, and the IT companies has been so. They know exactly what they need. So they don't, I don't believe they are waiting for the public administrations like hers to tell them what to do. But they know exactly what they need in terms of freedom of access.
But you've signed a joint vision statement for promoting cooperation in the field of technology and communication. But what development have we seen after signing that agreement?
Well, we have seen a lot of initiatives, joint ventures and initiatives created from both sides, and things are going. This is a situation we have not only to look at what the European companies are investing in India. You have also to see what the Indian companies are investing in Europe. Now, this is a mature relationship between equals, so it's not a question of only attracting the European know-how or the European capital or European
but is it happening the way you are talking?
It is in several sectors already. Look what happened in steel. The largest European company happens to belong to an Indian family, Mittal Steel, and is now enlarged its production basis by merging with Essilor, which was the other biggest company, and both of them now have created a giant. This is a European company, but run by Indian citizens and belonging to an Indian family. So this is the kind of future we see. And then you go in other sectors, you see the same thing. Lots of, this is a very dynamic and very fast-growing sector of the Indian economy, now investing a lot in Europe and creating plants there and facilities to produce inside the European market. The same is happening within the pharmaceutical sector, where lots of Indian companies are now investing in Europe. And you will see more and more this happening. So it's both ways. That's the way it's going.
The more areas, I think, where India and European Union can move along together and can look forward to earn and gain more. We'll talk on that, but before that, we'll take a short break. Keep watching Meet the Diplomat.